Stockport County live action. We're back
pal.
We're back up and rolling. I'm very well. Me, Chris Ridgway, you, Matty Mainwaring. It's so good to be back. We should say first and foremost, we know we're a little in and out at the moment because we're all so just busy at the moment, especially yourself, Matty. But first off, happy birthday, pal.
Right back at you, pal.
It's like we planned it. It's like we planned it. Did you have a good day, mate?
Yeah, I was up in Scotland for since Saturday, so I've had a trip up to Scotland with my girlfriend. It was absolutely brilliant. I've been up to the Highlands, up to Glencoe.
You were telling me, I thought it was nice weather up there as well.
Yeah. You probably can't tell, burnt my face a little bit, but also caught a cold out on the mountains with a t-shirt on. So I'm talking a bit funny. That's why.
No, fair enough. I'm up in
Newcastle.
Yourself,
pal?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I had a good birthday on the train up to Newcastle, but I'm here now. And today, let me tell you, it's been one of those really weird, bizarre days where it's gone snowy in the morning, then sunshine, then actually quite warm, then back to snowing, then back to nice and sunny, then raining. And at the minute, you can't tell. It's a bit just sort of grey outdoors.
Yeah, you've got the spotlight on you there, mate, haven't you?
Well, I was again saying this is a really nice hotel. It's the Crown Plaza in Newcastle. Just drop that in, but there's no lights in the room. It's a bit weird. So yeah,
is there an audience?
I feel like there should be. But no, unfortunately, I don't pull any audiences in.
I beg to differ, mate.
That's why I have him, but usually him. No Liam tonight. Again, he's a busy man as well, isn't he?
Yeah, life takes over sometimes. People get absolutely bogged down. It's a shame there's not more than 24 hours in a day.
I'm sure he thinks we're avoiding him because we owe him an Nando's.
We owe him an Nando's. No, he can have an Nando's with me anytime. Anytime. I'm sure you're the same.
No.
Sometimes, mate, we ain't got time to fit a podcast in. So to meet up and have it, people have got families and stuff. It's crazy, but you can have anything off me at any time.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think what we should do is we should wait for another week that he can't do it, and go for you and me doing the Nando's, and just.
Well, you know what? Yeah, summer's coming up. I think it would be lovely to have a little at some point in the summer to have a little outdoor podcast and just sit down and do it over a bit of food, and we can treat him for getting the boxing score.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, I'm really down with that, 100%. We could. You mentioned the B word there. We could, as we so often do, go running into the world of boxing. We're not going to do that tonight because there's so much football to talk about. And bizarrely, I want to talk about new signings. I want to talk about runs and cup runs and league runs. And have we won the league? Is it about to come in? But before we get into any of that, I want to start with a game that had little, if not nothing, to do with County. Wrexham Dover. I mean, talk about Hollywood owners coming in. That game was something out of a Hollywood script. We can't not talk about it. What a ridiculous but enjoyable scoreline. That's an advert for football, if nothing else is.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we say it a lot, but the fans won. The fans won on the day. I mean, 11 goals, more than worth the money. It's so indicative of what I've seen over the years. I've been, 32 the other day. I've been in professional football since 17, 18. Apprenticeship before that, been at Man United and other clubs as a kid. You see it time and time again. I don't like to use the word weaker, but the bottom end of the table sides, every now and again they'll pull something out of the bag, and we thought that that was going to be the day. The romping Wrexham and then Wrexham just show what they're all about. They show the quality, they show the money they've invested, and just seem to pull it back. And it's just so indicative of what we've seen over the years, time and time again. Those lesser end of the table clubs can't quite hold. They can pull it out of the bag to an extent, for some time, and then can't quite hold on. The power takes over, and marvelous game though. I mean, I didn't see it myself, but following, just so
Have
special.
you ever been involved in a game? I mean, maybe with as many goals, I don't know, but where it's just some storyline has come off it like that. Have you ever been involved in a game where everybody is picking up on it, not because of the level of football or what it means for the permutations of the league or anything else like that, But just because something so bizarre, like a crazy score like that, back and forth, one team's won it, then the other team's back in it. Have you ever been involved in a game like
that? Nothing springs to mind. There's a couple of games that come to mind that are not quite as dramatic as that, but I remember when we had a bad run of results under Jim. Just at a bit of a period where things weren't quite going right. And I remember we played York away.
Christmas. I bet it was before Christmas. Was it before Christmas?
I can't remember. But we played York away, and we'd lost a few on the spin. And pressure was building, things like that. We played York away, and we went a goal up, played really well. And I think it was beyond 92, 93 minutes. They got an equaliser and got a winner. I know it's not quite the same in terms of the amount of goals and the abundance of goals, but it's that same drama. They got an equaliser and nicked a winner off us. And I remember going in thinking we're going to get tated off the fans. Jim won't be happy with us. And he was quite the opposite. He said to us, you were tremendous in the game. I feel sorry for you lads. Really unfortunate. It's just football sometimes. It's just it can be little decisions, little good decisions or poor decisions or whatever, just make or break the difference. A bit of moment of genius, a mistake, a slip, a slight offside, a substitution, these things just make the difference. There was another one actually. We played Crewe. You might remember this. We played Crewe at Edgeley Park, one of the last games of the season, 4-3. That Ollie Johnson scored a chip with his left foot.
I do remember that game.
Yeah, that was quite a special game. Big crowd because they're only an hour and a bit away.
Yeah. I do wonder, the National League, which, come on, I know it's a bit old money to say it now, but everyone knows, it's the conference. Has it changed? Maybe with the name change, actually, now it's called the National League. Is it viewed differently? Because the week on social media, my job, it revolves around social media. So I'm always just sort of seeing Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and whatever else and TikTok these days. And you think I think with that Dover game, and then with County, funnily enough, no pun intended, the fact that it was just County flying to a game and people picking up on that, oh my God, they've taken a private jet. This is National League flying to... The perception of National League is different. It's not the conference. I'm going to contradict myself. It's not the conference anymore, where it's sort of the old sort of tin pot. Is there a stand? Isn't there a stand? Getting changed outdoors and all the rest of it. That's not the case anymore. With the perception of exciting football, the big names. Let's be honest, County have been one for the last decade or so. The big names who are in Hartlepool, Wrexham. We've seen other clubs down there now, but at the same time, the money that's in it, the fact that we're travelling like the way we are to games. It's not just us. Wrexham are doing it in Forest Green in recent years, amongst others. The perception of this bizarre non-league world is very different now to what it was maybe in generations previous.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I think what's happened is the top of the tree has had so much money filtered into it that it filters down. You've only got to look at the Championship. I'd say 20 years ago, most of those clubs are considered top flight clubs.
Yeah.
The Nottingham Forest, the Derby County, they're top flight clubs. Now they're just about holding their own in the Championship. So it's really filtered down. And I think it's had a knock-on effect, and it's more like the League 3 now than the Conference. It's League 3, and especially with the form we're showing and the quality we're showing. And like you just said, we've had Luton come through in previous years. Wrexham have been stuck in there. We've been stuck in there.
Notts
Chesterfield, Notts County, massive club. Halifax. Other clubs have floated in and out. Forest Green have come out of nowhere and turned into a really good football league club. It's really on the map, whereas back in the day it wasn't. You asked me, and I'm the biggest football fan you'll meet, you asked me 15, 20 years ago, how many conference sides can you name? Couldn't really name any, because most of them are probably part-time. We're looking at us now, the facilities we've got. We blow most football league and probably match up with most Championship club facilities.
Yeah.
Like you talked there about going on a jet and stuff. That we're in the conference, or the National League. It's different now. It really is different. Such a competitive league to get out of, and I do believe that one of the key things to get out of it, you need a big fan base, because with a big fan base, I almost see it as inevitable. I've always seen it as inevitable that we'll climb out of it. It's just a case of when and things coming together for us.
I always, and we will come on to the run of form, and I've said this 100 times on the radio in the past. I still think it's true now. When you look at any two leagues that are next to each other, be it the Premier League and the Championship, down to the conference and League Two, or even the conference, and then either the Conference North or the Conference South. If you take the top 6, give or take maybe 8, out of the top division, so let's say the Premier League for ease, take the top 8 out of the Premier League and the bottom 6 or 8 out of the Championship. The rest of the teams in the middle, there's not actually that much difference. Is the team at the top of the Championship significantly worse than the team at the bottom of the Premier League? No, of course not. And that sort of stretches out, I feel, over the sort of 10, 15 places in between. So when you look at County and the facilities and the signings that we made on deadline day the other day, I know Cannon was the one that I think caught the eye the other night, and I think we'll speak about him in a moment. When you look at the level of signings, the facilities, like you say, the fact that we can compete, are we now looking at potential of doing what we're doing in this league again in the next one? Because if we, again, I don't want to poo-poo anyone, I don't want to disrespect any other clubs, but County are, they seemingly invincible at the moment, right? Nobody in our league is seeming to come near us, and I know that I might jinx things, and I hope I don't. But the league is surely as good as wrapped up. I hate saying it, but I can't help it. But if we carry this run of form on into the next division, and it carries on going, I just can't. I just feel like we're unbeatable at the moment. I feel like we can't be touched, and I know you've been looking at how many games unbeaten we've gone. I don't know. Am I deluded to think that, or is that? I don't know. You tell me.
No, you're not. I get the same. I get the same vibe. You've nicked the word off me there. I was going to use the same word, invincible, because very rare you say that. It's one thing having a good run of form, and then that form continuing. You're almost like, any day now we're going to slip up. It's just not happening. We're going away from home. We're scoring multiple goals and not conceding. It doesn't happen much. I think the one that comes to mind is probably the Arsenal team that went, was it 49 games or something like that. Another one a lot lower down is Kiddie. I think Kiddie had a run like ours, a ridiculous run. Might have been 28 or 29. They drew a fair few of them, I think, but they won a lot of them well. They were unbeaten, and they took themselves right near the top of the table and still didn't go up. When I was playing under Steve Burr. You don't hear about it much, but it flags up, nationwide. It flags up any division. Everyone will be talking about Stockport County, and I think 3 or 4 or 5 wins on the bounce gets people talking. I think I counted the other day. I was sat with my girlfriend. I got 22 games unbeaten, I think, at the moment. Only a few draws. It's unbelievable.
There's one in that run. There's one draw.
Is it just one draw?
Yeah.
Exactly. Half of those games are away from home. I reckon I could count probably on one hand how many goals we conceded in those 22 games. So it's absolutely mesmerising. I think my dad's been saying it for a little while now. We're gonna make waves in League Two. I think there's a good chance we'll do the same again, because we've got the backing to strengthen again, and that brings me nicely onto what you were saying about the signings that we've got. Gaffer's brought in 3 new lads. I was looking at it thinking, we're flying. What's the purpose of this? He'll have his own reasons, and it's paid off again. Look at last night. 5-0 against an established football league side. It's frightening. I
think I want to speak about those new signings in just a second, because there is a good point that we spoke about off air that I want to bring on in a moment. At the risk of sounding, again, arrogant maybe, how important is it that we get the league wrapped up quickly? Because the running is not an easy one. Now, what you don't want to do is fumble it when you're this close. You don't want to be this close and fall, which I'm not suggesting we will. But how important, just for that mental sort of certainty that, wrap it up, do it now. So keep winning. Listen, we've done our part so far. It's not like we've messed up anywhere. Keep doing it. I mean, someone asked me, again, we speak about County in the community. I get asked most places I go now, even when it's on the road. Funnily enough, I was down in the bar earlier, and people were asking me about County. Obviously, I wear some form of County shirt, scarf, badge, hat, something everywhere I go. when can we get this game wrapped up? The league wrapped up by? Someone was mentioning the Oval game. Is that too early? Can they do that? How important is it that we say, right, forget the, oh, we're taking one game as it comes for the time being. Smash this, get it done. We're that close now. No slip ups. Box it off. Get over the line. How important is that mentality? And feel free to tell me if I'm wrong completely and it's not important. Still keep going game by game.
Yeah, I think it is important, because the last thing we want to do is end up in the playoffs after having it within touching distance. It would be such a sin to blow it, considering the massive run of form we've had, and we've sort of projected ourselves to the top of the table. I think I've had a real close eye on Bournemouth, Chesterfield, Halifax for the last month now, because they've had, Bournemouth in particular, have had games in hand, and they've blew a few of them. So they've almost handed it to us, and it's ours to throw away now. And I think we have to keep blasting teams out of the water, especially for the next couple. And I'm sure it is, but it's got to be the gaffer's number one objective. And I'm sure it is. He's obviously looking at next season without obviously being overconfident. But, it's just an amazing time. And I can't stress how happy I am for the fans, because we've had 10 years of being in a division and struggling.
The Brown stuff. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The club is too big for that division. It's been a sleeping giant for that division. It's certainly too big for the North. It's too big for the Conference. It belongs in the Football League, League One. So I'm so pleased and so happy, for the fans. I'm so happy they're getting what they deserve. And I just wish I was a player at this time now, coming through. I really do.
I think a lot of fans still wish you were a player. The joy that you brought, a lot of people playing on that pitch. Certainly myself. Finally, then, let's have a look at these new signings. One thing that you said to me, which I thought was a really good point, was the pedigree in those. Now, again, let's be honest, we don't need those players to get over the line this season. And the fact that the gaffer's talking about looking at next season and making sure that pedigree, in my opinion, yes, it's there, and you'll touch on it in a moment, but the fact that they've got something to play for, they don't have the league title to play for this season, in my opinion. It's already pretty much done. However, if they want to be part of this something special for next season, they have to impress this season. You can't come in, go through the motions, tick over, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and they'll just give me a contract. Are you joking? This club are flying at the moment. If you want to establish yourself, there's good players that can't get in the team at the moment. So if you want to show that, if you've got that pedigree and that experience and you can bring in and be professional and raise the club's level even more, that's how you get your contract for next season. And that's why I think these signings are particularly strong. It's not about this season. It's about them proving themselves this season to get that contract for next season.
Yeah, of course. Gaffer will have one eye on next year. Of course, he will want to be. Let's say we're going up. It looks very.
You said it. You said it. I didn't say it.
He'll want to be. He'll want to be as best prepared as possible.
Yeah.
And I think us going into that division now, with the run of form, the likelihood is we can attract championship lads that aren't getting a game in the championship. So let's say they are, fringe or on the bench. We can attract them. As soon as we hit League Two, we'll be able to attract them. We'll be able to attract young, upcoming prospects from Premier League sides. So these are going to be options. So these boys coming in, speak about the pedigree. Hull Cities, big club, ex-Premier League club. These boys coming in are going to be, it's going to kick people up the bum and say, look, I'm here for your place for next season. I'm here to take it off you. I'm here to take food off your table. It's very, very healthy.
And what I like, I mean, you touched on there, the youngsters in the Premier League. I also don't feel like when they do come in, there's not going to be a pressure to play them if they don't perform. The one that springs to mind is Will Fish at the start of the season. Nice guy, good player, didn't really set the world alight. And we didn't feel the pressure to, whereas a lot of small clubs lower down the pyramid, if they get a player, you sort of have to play him. What's the point in taking a player from Man United or whatever if you ain't going to play him? we're not in that position now, do you know? And I feel like Dave Challoner knows that. I feel Dave Challoner is a manager that himself has huge potential within him. You know, he could go on to do great things. He's shown to be certainly above this level. He's done it so many times now. So bringing the right players in is important to him. And again, the perception is everything in so many different walks of life. The perception of Stockport County is now matching what's behind the scenes. You know, the backing that it's got. The perception of the club is as big as the money, the experience, the process behind it.
Yeah, of course. And for once, you know, this doesn't happen much. For once, we're firing on all cylinders. And like I said, there's no real pressure for us to play loan signings. They have to earn that spot. A lot of the times when clubs loan players out to the likes of Stockport from the Premier League, it's sometimes with an agreement he must play every game. No point in him coming. I think it's healthy for these clubs to say, you can go there, son. Great setup. A team that's flying, but you've got to go and earn your place there. That's men's football. That's real football. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's what's going to happen. We couldn't be in a better position to attract these players from higher up. You know, you're talking Championship and Premier League. Championship sort of players that can't quite break into the side, and Premier League young hot prospects. It's wonderful, and not only that, you look at the lads we've already got who've got us to this point. You know, they're going to be on the toes now because people want to come here and play for Stockport County. You know, we're getting between 8,000 and 10,000 every week. People want to play in front of those fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Matty, we said it was going to be a short one tonight. So I think we can start to sort of tie things up now. Just finally, I want to talk about that league and how quickly can it be done? Can it be done with games to spare, do you think? Are we talking within 5 or 6 games?
On this run of form, it can be done with games to spare, and it might sound obvious, but I think it is just a case of game by game again. What have we got? We've got 9 games left.
Yeah, he says. Let me just double check.
I think it's 9, with a couple of those being rival teams.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, a few of them are. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct you. I should never have
9 games. So a couple of those are rival teams. I'm not sure. I can't remember what. I had a look the other day. I can't remember when we start hitting those rival fixtures, but I think it's towards the lower end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Borehamwood on the 30th of April kicks off a run of Borehamwood, Chesterfield, Wrexham, Torquay, Halifax.
So it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have that boxed off before that game.
Yeah,
that'd be lovely.
100%.
We can go into that game fresh, happy, playing with confidence, playing with freedom, thinking we need a point out of these next 4 games to win the league or something like that. You know.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice. So I think that'd be the aim. I'm sure the gaffer's thinking the same. I'm sure the lads are thinking the same. And as I say, I can't stress the buzz around the place now will be out of this world, and I wish I was involved so much. Yeah. You know, I walked away from the game at mid-20s to go into pro boxing. If this was happening when I was sort of 20, 21, and I'd love to be a player at that time. You know, on the up, everybody on the up, everyone firing on all cylinders, everybody going in the right direction, same direction.
You are a part of the county fabric, mate. Even if it's through Stockport County Live, like myself and Dicko these days, it's of course you are a part of it. Listen, Matty Mainwaring, what are you doing tonight? You off for your tea in a moment?
I'm going to unpack shortly. Not long got back. In Scotland for 3 days, yeah.
Fair enough. Listen, mate, have a great night. Enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch up next week.
Top man. Enjoyed it, pal. Top man.
Peace out, brother.